So hey guys, this is Ralph, and today we're going to talk about Huawei, the 5G network, and also the ban that the United States put in Huawei. So now, this is not a one-sided topic, but actually a little bit more explaining to you or the regular person to understand more what is actually built in the United States for this company. And after you watch this video and after you listen to this video, you have your own opinion, and you'll be able to kind of see from a different point of view. And this is coming from a person that actually built these circuit boards, these components, and these semiconductors that needed to build their phones, especially for the 5G network. Now I'm going to explain to you a little bit, since you probably already know the 5G, but I'm going to go over a little bit. So the 5G connection is 10 to 100 times faster than your regular 4G network, but with many more antennas clustered together, closer to the cell phone. While the 4G that currently most of the companies have nowadays can be far away. The antenna can be up to a mile, and you still have a signal in your phone, but the connection's probably slow, maybe 5 megabits per second, maybe 10. Of course, 5G will change the way we see our lives, playing games, especially when you connect, if you are a company, your factory, with a super fast network without the need of wires. Or if you have robots moving around doing the work, and they're gonna have less lag time using the 5G network. And of course, the government is also worried that from 5G having also, you can also put it to good use, and also you can use it for military use as well. So whoever has the best technology, it's probably going to win if there's any conflict between two countries. Now, this is not the typical news you might hear on TV or radio. Since I work building these parts, I'll explain what actually we built in the United States, and just in a few explanation and what it's used for. Now, the ban puts a load on companies building these parts. Where I work, maybe only 15% of parts goes to Huawei, but there are other companies that rely heavily on building these components for them, probably 60 to 70%. Now, the ban puts a dent on these companies. People will lose their jobs. Suppliers won't be able to sell their material anymore, and local counties who make revenue from their taxes of these companies won't be able to collect more taxes. Of course, that is a problem that we see it, of course, and we might be affected, as I'm telling you right now. Now, what actually goes inside these components? What is it? Semiconductors that you might hear in the news? Oh, semiconductors, these parts that's made in the United States. Well, these are actually circuit boards. The main thing is circuit boards. Now, your computer has a circuit board inside. Your cell phone has a circuit board inside, and your TV. Almost everything has a circuit board inside. Now, those boards, for the most part, are double-side boards. They're two sides. They can be made in China, in South Korea, or in any other country where they can mass produce 10,000 a day to 100,000. Some companies are big that they can probably do more than that. Now, those are double-side boards, and the user can end up paying probably, I'll say, from $2 to $100, depending. Maybe a motherboard for your computer might be $300 with everything in it, but no more than that. So now, a lot of people think that the United States is not really building high technology anymore. As you can see in the news, they're saying, hey, China says, I'm not going to buy any more soybeans, pork, and meet. But the news, they don't really talk about what the United States is still building the highest technology. Like these semiconductors that Huawei buys are made in the United States, and they're not easy to build. If it was easy to build, they will be building now, and they wouldn't be paying top dollars for it. And they're not built in a couple days. Now these circuit boards are, we call it motherboards or load boards. These boards, imagine as if you have a computer. You have one circuit board inside your computer. Now, if you take that circuit board and stack 100 of those on top of each other, and then press them together with a machine, with a press that can press tons of pressure in, melt it, and make a thickness of probably of I'll say a quarter of an inch. 100 of those, and they all have to work at once. But that's what we actually built for these companies. We call it multi-layers because there's lots of circuits inside one board. And it takes time to build it. They are made of copper, nickel, and gold. And they have to go through a tough reflow to test to make sure it's gonna last. These boards test their cell phones, test their machines before they put it to production. They can find if there's a problem with their chips, with their antennas, before they put it to a mass production. So they need this high technology that can last. And like I said, they're not easy to build. It can take weeks. It can take sometimes even months to build this. At this moment, a lot of companies, especially China, still buys from the United States, and they do pay top dollars for it because they need it. At this moment, the United States is still at the top of it, building this circuit boards, these components, the semiconductors. But eventually, other countries will try to catch up. They're trying to build this circuit board as well, this semiconductor. We've seen them. They're starting to build. They're behind, but their boards don't test as good as the ones made in the United States. So that's one of the reasons the United States is still the top. Lots of people, especially the engineers, love their jobs. And what is keeping them of coming back every day, of course, we do get paid a fair amount of money. But every day is a challenge. If you build something, you create a process for it, and you put it the process, and you build this technology. The next month, the next 2 months, you have to come up with a new process. Why? Because they want more things to go inside the circuit board. You want to put more speed, more capacity. As you know, 5G requires more powerful semiconductors, and this is what we built here in the United States. So sometimes it's for the people, especially for us that we work in these companies, it's hard to understand, especially for those who working in the rank and file, whose family depends on their work. But when the government tells the company that you cannot sell, you cannot trade parts, components, there is nothing that you can do anymore. And the company probably will have to take a loss, and hope other companies will pick up the orders. Hopefully companies that are located in the United States or some other countries that are allies of the United States, and hopefully pick up and start also building the 5G technology. Of course, Qualcomm. There's other probably networks out there that are also trying to build this. network. They're working on it, and hopefully they will also start ordering these parts for these different providers. If they can pick up the 5G, I mean they're doing, but if there will be more companies, and they will continue to innovate and create new technologies and keep the future bright for these companies and also these engineers who are ready to take the new challenges as they've been doing for years. And one thing to remember is that most of the technology built in the United States, it's built with its own R&D, its own research and developing. This costs money and time. Huawei alone was not able to build their 5G without the help of the United States, the technology of the United States. They needed these parts. And we hope the United States and China can find a common ground, or other companies can pick up and pioneer 5G technology. So the companies that are building this high tech, they won't suffer when their government says, hey, you cannot sell what you built to this other country. So hopefully we're able to explain to you a little bit more and tell us what you think and your honest opinion. And hopefully we'll have more videos explaining to you more how it's made and what's inside the technology. I remember most of this stuff, it's very tight secretive due to that it's not easy to build. So thank you very much for watching, and please like, comment and subscribe, and see you next time.